What is up, guys, and welcome back to another day here at Whitley Auto Works. Today we're jumping right back into our Rust-Oleum spray out series. That's where we've been picking fun Rust-Oleum colors. We've been shooting pearls, flakes, candies, a little bit of everything over top of them to try and recreate more interesting color combinations, more expensive looking paint jobs on a small down to earth budget, guys. And these are all just test experiments to see if it can be done and what kind of results you can expect from doing it. Today, you guys have been asking me constantly to use hammered paint for one of these spray outs. And, you know, I've got matte hammered bronze today, guys. And we're going to be trying to do a hammered candy paint job. I've got yellow and I've got red candy from Limelight, the candy concentrates. We're going to be mixing them together to create a really cool orange color, more of a lighter color orange than we've been doing. And I'm going to shoot it over top of this hammered bronze and see if we can't create a really cool hammered candy paint job. I'm going to just keep saying it. But I got a test panel prepped up behind me, so that can only be one thing. We're going to hit it with this matte Rust-Oleum hammered first, and then we'll get into mixing some Limelight candy concentrate orange. Let's get into today's video. Alright guys, so really quick, interesting enough, this hammered paint actually has a lot of metallic properties in it. This is going to make for a very interesting spray out. Alright, let's keep going. Alright guys, so we got our Rust-Oleum matte hammered brown. I keep wanting to say bronze, and it almost looks a little tan metallic-y. It's a pretty interesting color combination. Hammered paint by Rust-Oleum. Okay, so now the fun part, guys, we're getting into the candy. I've got candy yellow and candy red. When you mix them together, you get orange. I am using the Finish One Clear today. We are doing this poor man style, which means instead of putting it in a mid coat, we're going to do the candy in the clear coat. If you decide to take this full scale, you will have to add more coats of just straight clear after you do the candy effect, because if not, the UVs will eat it up over time, and you just want to get the longest lasting paint job, so just be mindful of that. And like I said, this is a test experiment today. We're just having fun trying to create new colors. So I am using the Finish One Clear, 4-to-1 mix, 4 parts clear, 1 part medium temp hardener. It's about 75-80 degrees today. And now I'm going to bring you guys in close, and let's mix up some candy orange using these Limelight candy concentrates. Alright guys, so Limelight candy gold and candy red. That's what they look like in their each respectable cans. And if you decide to mix these up yourself, guys, and you get these cans, they have all the mixing instructions on the back of it. So today we're going for orange, which is 20% yellow and 10% of the red, or 20% of the gold. But I got these little sticks right here, so I'm going to mix it like that. Last time I was a little bit too heavy when it comes to the red, so I'm going to try to do a little more orange this time, a little more lighter of an orange this time, so that means I'll need more yellow than I actually need red. So I'm going to drip this in real quick, and let's see if we can't create a really cool orange. Like I said, I want to go a little bit lighter, so I'm going to do a couple sticks into the mix of this. I'm just trying to get an effect. You know, we're not going to go too awful crazy today, but you know, I want to get a really cool, almost like Tangelo orange is what I'm going for. So I won't be adding a whole lot of red into it, but you know, we'll see what we get. All right, I think that's going to be good enough when it comes to just the gold candy. And now let's do a little bit of the red. And that's going to be all I'm going to do with that, because like I said, I want to go for a light orange. So let's mix this up real quick and let's see what we get. Oh yeah, okay. There we go. So yeah, if you can see, we are getting a little bit of an orange. It's definitely, splashing everywhere. But yeah, we're getting kind of an orange. I think we might need a little bit more red. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to go with that, guys. I think that'll be fine. Let's try that today. All right, well, here you go. You see a little bit of the orange in there, but like I said, I'm going for a little bit of a lighter orange. So let's try that. Let's load up the already gun and let's get spraying. Alright guys, so hammered Rust-Oleum paint, hammered candy paint job. I've got my already gun here today. It's an LVLP. It's got a 1.3 tip and I shoot at 28 PSI. That is wide open trigger, so adjust your regulator accordingly. I'm gonna do consistent coats on this. The sweet spot here lately has been 2 or 3 coats, and then we'll take it out in the sun and see what we got. I did 6 ounces total of candy mix, so that should be more than enough to do the fender. And yeah, I'm gonna put my mask on and let's get to spraying. Alright guys, so a hammered Rust-Oleum candy paint job. Now you definitely see the metallics through it. You know, the hammered paint actually acted much like the oil rub bronze. A lot of people have been asking me for a copper candy color, and this is about as good as you're going to get for a copper candy color, guys. It is very interesting. A brown metallic base was already a toss-up for doing a candy, and especially an orange, because orange is such a hard color to cover when it comes to candy. But that's what we got. What do you think? Alright guys, here's the spray out for today. This is, as far as I know of, a world's first hammered candy paint job. I really expected the hammered paint to do a little bit more like a crinkle up under this, but honestly it just laid out like a typical metallic paint. So, I mean, I think with, you know how we've been using oil rub bronze under different candy concentrates to get different effects, I think these different hammered paints would be a great alternative metallic if you wanted to try some different color metallic bases, because it, like I said, it acted much like the oil rub bronze. I did 3 coats of candy orange. It was a custom mix. And we got copper, guys. We wanted orange, but I think the brown kind of dictated the tone on this one, and they gave us the copper. And it's still a really, really cool color in its own right. I had a lot of you guys asking me for a candy copper or how to get closer to a copper. So here you go. Out in the light it really pops, but it has more of a deep nature when the sun's off of it or when the light's not on it. That's why I showed it under different lighting. You know, and I try to always do that with my colors. Some of you guys probably want to know why. It's because I want to simulate you guys seeing it out in the sun and at night up under street lights and stuff like that. Because when I had my Eclipse back in the day, I painted it a color close to this called Durango Copper Pearl. And man, when it was out in the sun, it really looked cool. But at night, when it was under those fluorescent street lights and stuff, man, it really had this glow to it. So I always try to show all different ranges of, you know, different colors and everything on this channel. You know, just to keep the spray outs form and fun, and so you guys can see it under different conditions and see what the color's truly going to do under different lighting. So anyways guys, it's not up to me guys. Rate this color today. Let me know what you thought of it. 1 through 5, 1 through 10. If you want to spray with the Limelight candy concentrates, the Rust-Oleum, the Finish One Clear, any of that type stuff, links will be in the description of the video. If you can't find it, click the link that says As Seen on YouTube. That'll take you to my Amazon store where you can purchase everything I use on the channel for the same cost I get it. But like I said, it costs you nothing extra. You get the benefits of Amazon Prime and everything else they have to offer. If you made it this far in the video today and you like these crazy spray outs, the paint jobs, the tutorials, all the things that I cover on this channel, definitely take a second, hit that subscribe button, ring that little bell beside it, or notify you every time an episode drops, and leave me a quick like and comment, guys. Rate this color, and what crazy color combination have we not done on this channel yet that you'd like to see next? I read all my comments and I try to get to the spray outs as I can, but yeah, I'll just keep moving along, guys, and I appreciate you for watching today. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next episode. I'm John from Whitley Auto Works. I hope you guys have a great day. God bless, and I'll see you next time.